Yeah, one little confirmation on there's a guy that I've had the I've been lucky enough to come across this guy named Round Saturn's Eye, and he schooled me up in a lot of physics, cult, alchemical, symbolism terminologies in relation to Saturn and other things like that, man. I mean, this stuff is just goes, it transcends culture, it transcends time, because it really is what it stands for, is time and space. And the eye gate, and why I mentioned the eye gate is because I was at the eye doctor, and I was watching their little documentary, their little informational thing, and it showed the nerve in your eye that if it goes bad, basically you go blind. And what it showed was a circle in an X. The nerve looks like an X. So OX is the eye gate. I mean, it's built into the eye. I mean, basically, so that's pretty crazy. And you know what I'm saying? That's something to think. That's why, Jesus says walk by faith, not by sight, because eyes are deceiving. I mean, I think it was Bruce Lee said, or someone said, the hand's quicker than the eye. True statement. That's why the eye is deceptive in its very nature, is because, look, there's things that go on that the eye cannot perceive. So if you depend solely upon the eye without using the eye of the mind, all your perception, all your sight, like I said, everyone wants to call it the third eye and make it all occult and mystery schoolish. But the Bible does talk about the eye of the mind. And it did say, I think, Jacob went out and meditated. So I mean, it's not unbiblical. Some of these things, some of these practices, it's just they've been hijacked by the occult and turned, and kind of, it's another form of, it's another, it could, it's a practice that does make you a better person. It can, I mean, a more effective of a person operating in your body, because it teaches you internal body mechanics through breath, and it's basically your body's is like hoses. You can kink hoses at certain spots, and it floods all your organs with extra blood, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's therapeutic. That's basically what it means. And it's like in the Bible, when it refers to bosom basically is the same as the dantian, which means your core. It means it's the, when you breathe, the lowest part of your breath goes into your abdomen. That's your core. That's the center. That's where it's right around your belly button. You know what I'm saying? So, but uh just like air, God breathed into man, and then he became a living soul. There's I mean, really, the man is the bridge between heaven and earth, because God used the earth to create our bodies, but yet his spirit, his breath is what gave us spirit and soul. You know what I'm saying? Just like the animals, they have spirit, but they don't have soul. Man's a living soul because of our closeness, or our connection to God, our Father in heaven. You know what I'm saying? But the OX definitely is the eyeball in the nerve, optic nerve. So that's, I seen that today. I mean, no one, because this guy has been pointing out the OX. And then get this, all right? I'm downtown Flint by the Hyatt, just like down by where I showed you that graffiti. They already covered that up. You know what I'm saying? The graffiti that arm the homeless, existence is futile in the all-seeing eye. You know what I'm saying? It was all under there. But right around the corner from that, there is a little sculpture, and it is a circle, an O, and then an X is in the middle of it. And I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, man, this is a monument to Saturn. You know what I'm saying? This is a monument to the physical world. You know what I'm saying? Chronos. So I mean, I seen this one guy, man. He's attacking me. I seen him attack RSE, And it's like, man, dude, why are you attacking the people out here? Listen, I mean, it says don't participate in the works of darkness, rather expose them. That's what Paul said to do. So exposing certain knowledges so people aren't tricked and deceived by it anymore, or if they're involved in it, they can be awakened to the danger that they're in by playing around with the when you play the devil's game, man, the devil always wins, man. I mean, it's the trick. It's a trick. He gets you playing these stupid games, and they're just mind games. You know what I'm saying? And Satan's got his gatekeepers there to keep you in the dark. That's the whole way. The whole mystery school is you don't get let in on the secrets until the next level, and it keeps you on the rat wheel. You know what I'm saying? And it's always a deception. They don't tell you till you learn everything that you're a Satanist. You know what I'm saying? Basically, or a Luciferian. There, I mean, they say there's a differentiation, but I mean, it's the same Antichrist spirit that all the Illuminati, Satanism, Luciferianism, New World Orderism, globalism, one worldism, we are one ism, is just the Lucifer. It's OX. It's the material world, man. It's everyone's doing it, so you need to do it too. Mentality of Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the Bible is also like this. Sodom and Gomorrah were cities, civilizations, and they would go and mess with the tent people who lived out with nature, in the deserts and in the fields. This is the same spirit. It's like, look, you got to do like we do here, or you know what I'm saying, or else. So just uh I mean, yeah, man, it's out here. It's everywhere. There's no reason that should be there. You know what I'm saying? That monument, and then it's crazy because of really what the part of the Pragathin uh sacred geometry worship. I mean, there's sacred geometry in every part of us because it's if we are, God gave us and imparted in us some of the heavenly energy that explains the macro and microcosms, that we are kind of all the elements of the universe. Do we not eat food full of metals and minerals and proteins? You know what I'm saying? And it's all, it's all just everything it is got a piece of everything in it. You know what I'm saying? The fact that animals have spirit, man has spirit, everything living has a spirit in it. You know what I'm saying? Everything's, basically eating the sunshine because the plants that grow from the sunshine, the animals eat those, then we eat the animals. You know what I'm saying? Then we die, and then the plants and animals eat us. So we are all connected to everything. We're all being recycled and not recycled. That's a bad term. I'm just saying it's like we go to where we belong. When we die, the spirit goes back into the heavenlies or into hell, according to uh biblical and other traditions. And the body goes back to the earth where it came from. You know what I'm saying? It's just a temporary home. So people try to deify it. They try to deify this earth when they're corrupting it to a point where it's almost becoming toxic to us. You know what I'm saying? And our habits. It's not us in general that is toxic to the earth. It's the false habits we've been taught by the people causing the problem. It's part of problem reaction solution. You create these problems so people will get so desperate that they will take any old solution. And that's part of the dialectic. The dialectic is it's two pillars of the same agenda. And that's the whole schematic over and over again. The dang smash you in between the pillars. You got Bloods and Crips, Cowboys and Indians, cops and robbers, Catholics and Muslims, Jews and Christians. You know what I'm saying? It just goes on and on and on. Whites and blacks. Listen, Puerto Ricans and Mexicans. They are very different. You know what I'm saying? But cats and dogs. The birds and the bees. It's the left and right dang paradigm, left and right pillar, the compass and square. You know what I'm saying? It's the OX, the look, the material world, man. It's like becoming an adept at manipulating the material world. I mean, that's basically what it all boils down to. It's just not knowledge of good and evil. It can go either way. It's That's why knowledge is dangerous in of itself, because it can go either way. You can learn certain knowledges that make you very good at doing bad things, and like I said, that's the trick. But I mean, if you can diligently do anything and seek it out, you can diligently seek out anything. And if you put your mind to it, if your will and your heart and your mind are all set on doing something, you're going to keep working towards it. Even if you fail, you won't get discouraged. You'll keep going at it. Like, it's trial and error. So, and the same thing with all this, learning these occult symbols, how they manipulate us, the misdirection, the distraction, the dazzling, the smoke in the eyes, the camouflage, the magicianry. I mean, here's a funny thing too. I love that book. It's called Hiawatha and its Original Legends. One of Hiawatha's jobs was to go and slay all the evil magicians. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's because magicianry. It's always deception. It's always goes evil. They use it somehow to fool you, to trick you, and it leads people to do wrong. The temptation of using your skills for evil, it works even for magicians. They turn into propagandists. They turn into false flagists. They turn into crisis actors. They turn into Iron Mountain reports and projected energy weapons and gang stalkery and corporations. You know what I'm saying? So, because I mean, these people are all operating in magicianry. With their whole legalese, law of the sea, Black's Law Book. It's just, it's all so hypocritical and so legalese. It seems they try to present it as legalistic, but it's just legalese, man. It's somehow the Queen in the Vatican own everyone on the planet through loopholes in exploiting word magic of law. You know what I'm saying? Double speech. World peace means world conquest. Ignorance means you're smart. Freedom. Slavery is freedom, because you're free from thought crime. I mean, you can see how these things go in and out and ducktail off one another. How it's just one big box, one big OX. You know what I'm saying? One big wool over your eye. One curtain that covers the wizard behind the Wizard of Oz. You know what I'm saying? The OX, the Wizard of the OX. You know what I'm saying? So you can look into that if you like. I'm not sure exactly what it means in all the details, but I know enough to that if you see a pattern, it's not a coincidence. People operate in pattern. They speak in code. They do use symbolism to tell each other messages. I mean, it's the only thing they got is denial. That's their only weapon. I mean, if people just give up when people deny it, well, you're just, your heart wasn't all the way in it, or you would have kept going through. It's like, see, they gaslight you in to make you think you're crazy and doubt your senses. Their magic's working on you. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got to keep yourself uh, anchored down by adhering to sound doctrine as much as possible. Don't go too far off into the endless contention territory, because that's where they like to pin us between the two pillars and get us in that contention territory where we're Willie lynching and helping cause discord, and that's not what we're supposed to do. uh Correction is different from slanderous battery and railings against the brethren. Because even if the brethren are in error a little bit in their teachings, well, I mean, that doesn't, you don't have to hack them to death. You know what I'm saying? For it's just correct them politely, nicely, out of love, not uh out of the spirit of striving and mastering one another. You know what I'm saying? And dominating one another. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's just a battle of egos, and then that doesn't add to the truth. It takes away from it, and it hurts our testimony a little bit, and it slows us down. So we shouldn't practice it. That's what I'm saying. So don't